Spindle work, we're talking about it's like this handle, the grain is running parallel with the lathe. If I was going to turn this on a lathe, it'd be spinning like this. All right, when we turn a bowl, like this, what we're doing today is spindle turning. So the lathe's going to spin. A bowl, it's actually turned and it's spinning this way. So you got end grain coming up. The way most bowls are made are end grain. Total different kinds of cuts. And that's why they're renaming this a spindle roughing gouge instead of a roughing gouge. You would think this would be good to rough out a bowl, but you don't need it. It has no place in a bowl because it's got a real weak tang right here. A bowl gouge, and I don't have one here, but I got spindle gouge, a modern spindle gouge. But a bowl gouge would have a solid bar stock right here. Actually, I do have a bowl gouge. This is a bowl gouge, or a deep fluted gouge, where it's deep fluted versus a spindle gouge. That's what spindle gouge. Look real similar, but this is a shallow fluted gouge, you see, and this is deep fluted. And you could turn this a little ways in a bowl. It's just got a different grind on the end. It just would vibrate more because half the rod's gone. Well, these are both modern spindle gouges. This is, I mean, it's modern spindle gouge. So it's got a long, the tang's down here. Like it's not a tang, it's actually a solid bar. It takes real difficult to break that or bend that. Where this has a huge edge and a small weak tang, and it will break off. And in fact, we got 2 or 3 of them that we fixed over where people stuck them in trying to get the outside of the bowl to break off. So one mistake that you could ever use is don't use this in a bowl, because then when it snaps, you get this sharp piece of steel flying around, and it's not a good thing. If you're lucky, worst case it just breaks your tool. I mean, best case it just breaks your tool. Worst case it sticks in you somewhere. So whenever it's flying, so. And we'll use this, I use this a lot. This is not just for roughing, it's good for long tapers. I can almost turn most of this thing with this except for these details around here. It's just a real big edge that you can use multiple places. It's not made to put the whole big edge in at one time because it'll jerk the tool, but it's got the same kind of grind, so you can just turn it several times without sharpening it. So they're good for roughing, taking off corners. Now this, I said it's a bowl gouge, but it's also a deep fluted gouge because it can certainly be used in a turning like this, where this one couldn't be used in a bowl. This one certainly can be used when the grain's parallel. It's probably the most versatile tool. Another tool you wouldn't use, a spindle tool, that you wouldn't use in a bowl is a skew chisel like this. The only thing you could use it as a scraper on its side, but you wouldn't use it as a bevel riding cut. And spindle gouges, here's a scraper right here. This is just a scraper, you're just holding that flat. And this is actually a negative rake scraper, which tames it down considerably because you can still leverage a big end that tries to leverage you off. This almost eliminates altogether is taking this nose down like this. You got to sharpen it, use just a little bitty burr on it. It's more of a finishing tool. And what's been real popularized lately is the carbide tip cutters like this. And basically this is a scraper, but it's got an edge. Because you're scraping, you're just taking the edge and putting it against the wood. There's no bevel contact. Where if I had this spindle gouge right here, I would be trying, which is not good. That would work, but it's not a good example. It's not as big of an edge. I've got double bevels on these, so they're a little confusing. But if I'm using this tool, I want that bevel rubbing under the cut. So this would approach the wood in a fashion where this is, when it's cut, and see that bevel would be touching in behind the cut. That's what it's designed. If I bring it in straight like this, I'm sorry, it's not on edge. It's scraping at that point. It's not got a bevel ride. It's just a sharp edge against it. And that's what this is. It's scraping. I really like these though for new people because this is practice. It's like it takes a lot of practice to use these. You can spend some time learning to use them. That's why I did depends you so long. You'll spend a lot of time learning how to use them. This has such a low learning curve. You can produce projects the day you buy them. It's real difficult to do with the other turn tools because this is just scraping now. This I got to get the bevel right and push it around where I want it to go. Well, that's harder to do. It's easy to just think when you know what you do, but to make just math. But if we take, so this is a 3-inch piece. An easier way would be take 9,000 and divide it by 3, which is 3,000. Right. So that would be 3,000. So I can literally, in a safe range, turn this without it being a problem for being too fast, like 3,000 RPM. So it's safe. But where that changes is if I've got a 9,000 and I got a 10-inch bulb length, it's 900 then. So that would be 900 RPMs would be a safe range.
Yeah.
But if we do the math on what I had a 22-inch workpiece, and I was going 1,000 RPMs
You're roughly half.
equals 22,000. That's how far I was out of that 9,000 safe range. That's how you get hurt. So, but we can take this and stick it on a lathe bed, and that might fall back out, but at least that gives us some teeth to grind in there to bite into that. And that's why that's all right. So you want to hit the wood first. I want to anchor the tool to the tool rest like this, and then I've got the bevel riding right there. It's not cutting it, but as I raise the tip, you start to see a shaving develops over the cutting. So that's where I want to be cutting. And I'm just taking it just like that. And I'm hitting air wood, see?
Yeah.
So anchor. See, if I hit the tool first, that's what I was going to show you that. Didn't want to do it. I wasn't intending to do it. But you never want to hit the wood before the tool because it'll violently break down. It can break the tool rest. I've seen it break one clean in half doing that. It's violent. It can break this. So the ABCs of wood turn is anchor the tool to the tool rest before we ever touch the wood. The bevel is next. So if I put that straight in there, see it's not cutting. As I raise it, there's the bevel. And then I'll keep raising it as the C, which is cut. And see, I'm being real ginger. I'm just trying to pick up a little bit of that edge and push over it.
You're also rotating too.
But the edge is the same. I can do it right here. I don't want to get that big wing in there, but I can raise. As I raise it harder, it'll just cut deeper. And when I get to round, it's going to get a lot smoother. See, I'm not quite round. Yeah, I am round right there. See, it's not a, versus if I put it on there. See, it's not round. So all we're doing is this. Now, I'm not saying you have to do that every time. I know where about I'm going to hit it, so I can come in here. A little bit more. That bad habit I'm talking about, sharpening the tool rest. But if we drop that tool low, like this, nothing, it's on the tool rest, not hitting, we'll raise it. See the shaving start coming over. When the shaving comes over, we'll start cutting.
Okay.
So you get used to it, you can do that and raise it till you get a shaving. And I see if I do this, I kind of got to lift the handle that go in. Just a nasty piece of wood too, is part of it. We get this off there, and we can get that. We're not trying to grab all that edge. We're just trying to get a little piece of that edge, like a 1/4 inch or so.
Okay.
You see how it's almost getting there. Now be careful. You come off the tool rest, it'll really jerk down over here. So just go like this. Now it'll get by. If I turn the tool this way a little bit, I can just work it off like this. Just a little scoop. You get a lot of it out of the way, and then come back. But you were just a little bit low. You don't have to get all of it. Let's get this down. And come back to work. It's beating a little bit. That's normal. Yeah, if you start low and you lift up these fish and sometimes you might want to skew it just a little bit so you're not putting the whole big view with it. Yeah, that's what you want. And as you get lower, you actually low. I feel like I said, you raise your hand, you're sort of like raise it. Yeah, you got it.